Right, we should be live on YouTube. Welcome back. This is I think it's a weekly, regular show on YouTube. I'm going to try and do them more than weekly. My name's Dil, Chief Surveyor at 1996 Party Wall. Here to discuss party wall issues. So let's get going. Bring you regular content on the Party Wall Act. So this is a question and answer show. So we get questions from the audience. And today's question is, how can I achieve better results for the notices I give out? Okay. I've had about a year to think about this element. So this relates to mainly construction professionals. This is a section for construction professionals who sometimes deal with the Party Wall Act. And this is my sort of take on it and how they can improve the process. So there's usually three types of construction professionals. And I'm talking about planning, architect, and perhaps design guys and so on at the paper end. So there's unfortunately guys that will bury their head in the sand and just ignore the Party Wall Act and hope it'll go away. Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. It used to be, I'm saying very long time ago now, but no longer the case. Right. Get the words out. Okay. The other type of guys you'll get, and this mainly, unfortunately, applies to architects. I'm not really having a go at you guys, but you're going to be trying to be helpful. What you do is you do the notices and you give them to your client. You say, here, serve the notices, and you basically run. And your client's looking at this and going, what the hell do I do with these? What am I supposed to do with these? And it's very much like this picture, and I think this is quite interesting. It's one of these, I'm going to hesitate to say fun day outs, but it's very much like your client trying to do an extra in the exercise. And there's some very helpful people out there that know the process well, that go through it. But I got a call actually yesterday regarding the 10-4 process from one of the guys I work with regularly. So they need to understand the 10-4 process and how to execute it regularly. I'm going to go through variations of all of this in this little presentation. Right, top 7 mistakes that construction professionals end up making because they don't always deal with this on a day-to-day. You need to do the party wall bit as soon as possible. As soon as you possibly can, you should tell your clients. That we can't hide from it anymore. If you're looking at the adjoining owner details, now I'm going to say look on land registry, but the currently land registry is at least 6 months behind. So what you're doing is you're looking on land registry for additional address details, and you're also going to serve a notice to the property next door. So address it to the building owner, serve it next door, and serve it to anything you find on land registry. Where it's a company detail, serve it to the company's house registered address. I would say as well, but that probably takes precedence over land registry because a lot of the companies move. So literally you could serve a notice to end up serving it in 3 places, a copy of it, and that's fine. And this is what I call the belt and braces approach. Okay, now I always see draft notices being given to their clients, and they say, "Well, we gave it to our neighbours. We haven't." And it used to be the most common question. We gave it to our neighbours. They haven't responded. What do we do? And for ages, I racked my brain, and said, "What's going on here?" And the truth is, the government booklet sort of silent and not particularly helpful on that. You need to understand the 10-4 process and do it. 10-4 procedure and do it, and make sure you tie up the loose ends. I can't hesitate that too much. Can't focus on that too much. So complete the process. What do I mean? Appoint a surveyor on their behalf, get the surveyor to write, and send them the award, even if you don't get the access to the adjoining owner's property. And many of you will say, well, that's extra costs on our client. Yes, but it might save them costs in the longer term. Various reasons, legal action, It'll save them legal action, or if the client appoints their own surveyor, works get held up till the party walls are done. So it will save them longer term costs. And this is my favorite bugbear, I guess. People send notices recorded delivery. Don't do it. It's not the prescribed format. It's not what's legally recognized. And let me try and explain it this way. You send a notice, recorded delivery, postman knocks on the door, and the folks in the house say, damn, it's recorded delivery. We don't want it. Let's not open the door. It's probably a bill or a summons anyway. So, and then the postman drops a red card through the letterbox, and they don't bother picking it up, and it doesn't count as service. The only thing that constitutes service, apart from hand delivering it, which you're always then you're stuck for proof, is certificate of posting. Go to the post office, say certificate of posting. Whatever you do, don't let them upgrade it to a recorded delivery. They love that. That's the question you always get. Would you like that recorded delivery? It's obviously important. No, thank you. Certificate of posting, please. Yeah. Action the tenfold procedure. Pull it through. Make sure you send the full. It's a two-step process. Certificate of posting for the notice, and a reminder letter, which I'm going to update the notices and put the reminder letter in there. So you've got the text, so you refer to the original notice, and that's after 12 days of posting, depending on where the weekend falls. Appoint the surveyor. Close that box off. And the government booklets recommends hand delivering. Yes, you can do hand delivery as well. Now, here's a little upshot on this element. If it's a rental property, don't go digging around trying to find the owners. Just comply with the legal process. It's not your job to do that. Yeah? Just be aware of that. Okay, so here's what I call coming soon notices. This is a normal process that everybody does. They'll start the drawings, put in the planning applications, wait till the planning application passes, and then start the party wall process. Doing it this way will cause you problems. I'm going to explain why in a bit. It's basically unsolicited approaches. So when you're at this point, put the planning in. Let me see if I can highlight this. You put the planning in. As soon as the planning goes in, if you put it in on a Monday, by Friday, which is roughly about here, the neighbors of your client's property would have received anything from 12 to 16 letters, depending on which borough they're in. And these are all mail shots from other surveyors saying, there's something going on next door, you've got a right to appoint your surveyor, we can do it for you and it won't cost you any money. Now, the problem with that is, well, think about it. If you were in the neighbour's shoes, you're saying, well, they put in a planning, they didn't tell us about it, and we're getting all these letters and it's getting worrying. What's going on? That there must be something to scare. There must be something for us to worry about. And sometimes they'll sign these forms just as for more information. And some of those forms look very, very interesting. They'll just sign them for more information, and then they end up appointing their surveyor, which is ridiculous. So I thought about it, and I thought, this is what's going on. What's the approach that can possibly give people better results? So I've come up with this idea. You do your first draft planning, you have a rough outline. You know, these are basic projects. So anything to do with permitted development, this is the approach to take. Not full planning, permitted development. Planning is a different one. I'm going to come up onto that in a different recording. So with permitted development, you get your first draft ready and start the party wall process, because you know it's going to go through. Planning is not going to hold it up. You might get slightly less or more, but it's going to happen. Yeah. You start the party wall process. You send the notices. You get the notices ready and you give them and send them to your neighbor. Be the first one in. You know they're going to get letters from the other guys. So you beat them to it. when you actually submit the planning and those letters fall, they know they're coming. So you pre-warned them, and they're going to be a bit more friendly and say, okay, well, we know what these guys are doing. They're not hiding. And listen, if they were not going to consent, they're not going to consent anyway. If they are going to consent, this improves your chances. So it sounds a bit bit contrary to what you'd think, but it actually works when you try it out. It just increases your chances. It's not a guarantee, but it'll increase your chances. Okay, now the other thing to be wary of, and I only discovered this last year with some in-depth research. I actually spoke to a barrister, and even he said it's taken him some time to work this out. This is a barrister who specializes in the field. So under section 12, under section 10, subsection 12, paragraph C, the back end of it, it states, after the expiration of the prescribed period of the Act for service of notice in respect of dispute, so deemed to have arisen. So what they're saying is, unless the adjoining owner says in writing you could start works earlier, for lofts, that 2-month period is going to have to run. Yeah. So this is the government booklet. Good booklet for understanding the rules and nice diagrams and so forth. And I sometimes use their diagrams. Look, for the procedure, use ours. The details on how to get it will be in the description. Grab this, it's free. Just download it. And also, there's a checklist that it's not in the original booklet. There's also simplified notices. So take that, grab it. Feel free to use it. It's absolutely no charge, and all the details in the description. So that's how you achieve a better result. Hopefully you found that interesting. Send me your comments. I have to give you the usual, please subscribe, share, and all the rest of it. And look, thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing you on the next presentation. I'm going to do another short one